welcome back. Today is day 15 for me. These are the papers that I chose to probably use in today's 100 days of using your prints. And today I wanted to use blue, so I just pulled out all of my blueprints that I did, well, most of them, in various shades and hues and tones and patterns, just to see if I will use all or most of them. So that was just my plan, just to use the blues. I'm using Mod Podge to stick my papers down. I decided to use the bigger journal, which is 9 by 12. It's my Strathmore journal, because I wanted to use, well, all these patterns, and I knew that I would have felt a bit frustrated if I did it in my smaller journal. However, I only wanted to give myself a certain amount of time, so I was a bit concerned because of the size of the journal. I didn't know how long it would take, but I thought an hour would be enough. Boy, was I wrong. So now I'm just going to go through my papers and get some stuck down on the page in different places, different shades, and then I'll see how my ideas flow from there. So as I'm finished here, I thought this would be a good place to stop, and I thought I could use my paper stencil and use some texture paste, which I haven't used in a very, very, very long time. So I'm just putting 01 all over the page. There's no significance. I just like the look of the 0 and the 1, and I decided to try that and see how that would look. Also, my texture paste is drying up, so I'm going to try to use it out. I added some water. I just spritz a couple of spritz of water and then mixed it up, and it kind of helped actually. So if anybody knows of any other better way to moisten your drying out texture paste, let me know. I don't know if it's, well, no, you're not really supposed to put any kind of oil. So I'm just thinking maybe the water is fine. So if you know of any other way that's very effective, let me know. I wanted to put a clear napkin as well over the texture paste, just to give it some more texture. So I'm going to do that. Just take off some small pieces and just cover those small areas of the of my page. wanted to highlight the areas where the indentation was for around the numbers. So I'm using Bombay ink, teal in color, because that's the only blue that I have. And the idea was to let it drip all around the page, but then when I started, I decided I didn't want it to drip all over the page. However, it's cool to add some color. So here I'm just guiding the liquid to where I want it to go. And it's just around those numbers. And then afterwards, I'm going to go and try to add more ink around the edges of the numbers to help it to pop a little more. All right, so that's dried. Now I'm going to bring in, I was thinking of adding some more numbers on the page to help it tie in, but I felt it would be too big and too much. It didn't feel right. So now I'm going to bring in a focal point, which is either one of these two ladies. It's a silhouette that I printed. I drew it, traced it on my plastic, and then I cut it out. And then I went on my jelly plate and I had some fun. So whenever you're feeling stuck and you don't know what to do, just go make some marks on your jelly plate and just get some paint down and you'll have some nice background papers. Some nice stuff to work with. Probably even, a start of a focal point. But yeah, using your jelly plate is very addictive and I recommend it, especially if you're stuck and you don't know what to do and you really want to create, but you don't know what to do. Just go have fun on your jelly plate. And if you don't have one, make one, because I made the ones that I use. It's what I made. I think I'm gonna have to melt them down soon and recast them. Reset them. I don't know what to call it, but because it's definitely not the way it was when I first made them. This part took a long time trying to get this in the right place, and most of the rest of my time was spent fiddling around with trying to get her in a decent position, and then just trying to figure out if she fits and how she fits. I was thinking of even putting the number inside of her. And then, of course, she just cut off midway. So I was like, no, Gina, she just kind of floating on the page. We need to give her something to rest on. So this is what I'm doing now, trying my best to get her something to rest on. As I said, my colors today are blue. Well, my color today is blue. So that's why all my papers are blue and the page is blue. However, I feel like I want to add some black, but I'm not sure. At this point, I realized that she's kind of fading into the page. So I decided to give her a little outline. I'm using the same ink that I used on the page, so it will tie in together with the rest of the page. And also it was very easy to do because I didn't have to mix any paint, add any water, anything. It was the easier thing to do. But no, really and truly, I mean, the color, it tied in with the other color, the other teal on the page. So I outlined her, and then I felt she was too blank in the middle, so I'm just adding some marks to help her not seem so blank. And as well, so that she'll tie in more to the page. She'll connect more. There'll be more connectivity. Of course, I have to put my splatters, because life just isn't complete without it. I think I added it into all of my videos. Wow. That's my signature. Gina and her splatters. Anyways, right. So then I'm going to try my best to get her table, let's call it her table, settled in place. This took a long time. I eventually felt that she needed something on top as well, not just the bottom for her to rest on. I actually liked how that looked, so I'm leaving it there to see if I still like it after a while. So I just rested there, but I'm focusing on another area of the page so that when my eye goes back to it, I'll see if I like it still. And I was feeling like something else was missing on the page, so I decided to do a little outline of her higher up. So I just put a mark of where she has to go back, because, I always forget. When I move stuff, I put it back in the wrong place, but I wanted to remember this time, and I wanted to know how to draw this outline. So I was able to put her back, mostly, I believe, where it was. And I did like how those top pieces looked behind her, tucked behind her. I'm just checking it out to see if I like everything now. This took a long time. And eventually I'm okay, and it's time to get some stuff stuck down. I was like, Gina, enough. So while I was sticking those things down, I was thinking maybe she's a bit too plain. And I waited a bit because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that, because once you do it, you can't undo it. So that's why I took a second there to decide, should I? And I did. What I used is acrylic paint in a fine liner bottle. It took a very long time to get it in, but it's in, and it's actually very helpful. Like in this case right now. So I'm just putting a little bit on the page, and then I'm watering it down with some water. and spreading it because I don't want to lose the blue. I want to see, and I didn't wash out that paint. That's the same paint that had the teal ink on it. So that's why it's coming out that color. So I'm trying to really just fade it in and have it light. But this bottom part was a bit too light. So I'm going to put some more ink, not ink. I'm going to put some more paint and make it, not as it was just now. Wow, my words are so awesome today. So I'm just trying to neaten that up. I probably should have used a different brush, but I already started and it was there, and it's like, come on, Gina, you could make it work. Just make it work. And finally, I'm going to stick her down. Woohoo! Again, I'm using my Mod Podge and getting everything stuck. So I looked at it and it still felt incomplete. So I decided to do some asemic writing around this person, not the other one. And then halfway through I was thinking, oh, Gina, you should have done this before you stuck her down. But, I don't plan, so this was an afterthought. And then I thought to help her stand out even more, I'm just going around her with the fine liner bottle instead of just the pen. I had used the Posca pen to draw her out. And I'm just going over her. And I like how that looks. It still feels like it needs something, so I'm adding some more asemic writing to the top of my papers. And then I'm giving that also another outline, another base for the asemic writing. And that's where I decided to stop. I'm still deciding if I want to add black, but this is where I stopped. And let me know what you think. I'm looking forward to your thoughts and comments on this one, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for joining. It was very long, unplanned, but thank you so much. Bye.